So it's day 2 here in Bladensburg National Park. I just camped right here for the night and it's just about sunrise. So I'm going to wake up and I'm going to get in the car and do a little drive around the park, just looking for emus and other wildlife to photograph. So let's go. So I'm seeing a lot of kangaroos this morning, and the light's just nice, soft morning light, so I was able to get a few decent pictures. Still nothing else besides kangaroos though. And then it's good the direction I'm driving in. I'm heading south, which means the sun is on my left, which means I won't be shooting into the sun if I shoot out my driver's side window, which is good because it's easier to shoot out the driver's side window, and the light will be a little more balanced and less harsh as I'm shooting away from the sun. So I'm really going to take it slow heading south here for the next few minutes. I actually was able to book a campsite for tonight, so I decided to stay another day just because I want to do some more wildlife photography here and it's such a special location. So I'm going to spend the day kind of driving around a bit in the morning here still, looking for more wildlife, and then later I'll go out in the bush and do some hiking and again look for more wildlife. So I just managed to spot this bird. It's called a bustard. It's a pretty neat bird. It's about 3 feet tall. Similar to kind of a crane in a way. But yeah, I was able to get a couple quick pictures before they flew off, just as they were walking through the brush. So that was pretty cool. Already one wildlife spot for the day. Alright, well I have camp all set up. I had a nice feed for lunch and then had a coffee as well. So now I'm going to drive back out onto the main road and then find a nice spot to pull over, then do some hiking into the bush looking for wildlife. So I decided to start my hike from Skull Hole here. There's kind of a parking area, so I just parked my car. And then I'm going to head directly southeast, just into the bush there, because there's a lot of trees and all that, and because any wildlife that'll be out and about today will be in the shade, because it is the middle of the day, so they'll be finding shade to kind of rest for the day, and then later at night they'll kind of come out. So I'll just kind of scout out over there and see if I can find anything. Probably go in maybe a couple miles, nothing too far, but yeah. So now I am just completely off trail, just wandering through the bush here. And I always take a compass and I always try and stay on a direct heading when I do this, just so I know the exact way to get back. So I'm heading directly southeast, so I know I'll have to head northwest to get back out. And I haven't gotten too lost yet, so I think I'll be alright. And I won't be going too far in, like I said, just maybe a mile or two. Just kind of want to scout out these thick trees up here and see if there's any wildlife. Alright. So I've finally spotted some emu tracks, which isn't as good as an emu itself, but it's a sign that they're here. There's a few sets around here, which is good. Kind of leading in this direction. So I might kind of head a little more east and see if I can find one. And it is a hot one today. That sun just beats down upon you and whew, it's brutal. But at least it is overcast. So the sun will go behind the clouds every now and then and it gets a lot more pleasant. So I just spotted some kangaroos. Not the most exciting thing since I've seen a bunch so far. But still, it's seeing something, so that's pretty cool. And I don't think my picture turned out the best just because it is such harsh light. And they were really in the sunlight and kind of in the shade as well, so it was kind of unbalanced. So my plans of walking in a straight line were completely blown by now. I've just been kind of zigzagging through this brush here, and now I've found this hill, kind of to the north, I believe. So I'm gonna go check that out, see if I can get any views of anything. So I went a pretty good distance, probably about a good 2 miles, I'd say. Whew, but it is hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work my way back towards the car and kind of find a spot halfway between here and there where I've seen a bunch of emu tracks, where I'll probably sit with my camera for a bit and wait for an hour or so to see if anything passes by. I'm not being too optimistic because it is still the middle of the day, so all the animals will kind of be sitting in the shade, just relaxing in this heat. They won't want to be out and about walking. But I'll still give it a go because nothing else to do, and it's really nice to be out here. That's why I gotta say I love exploring the outback like this off trail, just because it's so vast and open, and you can just go anywhere. And as long as you have a compass, it's kind of hard to get lost, at least for me. But yeah, I'll just keep heading back and keep my eyes open and keep looking. So I haven't seen anything. Just a few kangaroos and that's all, and they just fled as soon as they saw me. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back to the car and then just probably spend the rest of the day driving around looking for wildlife that way. Because this way is just not being very productive for me. So I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit turned around here. And I'm pretty sure the car is this way, because I ended up going a bit more north and I went off my normal heading. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I need to go around this creek and then the car will be on the left. If not, it's back that way. But oh well, I've got plenty of water, got some snacks. So if I gotta spend the night out here, it shouldn't be any dramas. Alright, so I found my way back to the car. Kind of right where I thought it was, just a little bit not where I thought it was. But I found it all the same, so it's all good. And I didn't get any pictures really on this hike, but I kind of expected that going out, just because it is the middle of the day, it's very hot, and on foot you usually kind of scare the animals away before they get there. And in the outback like this, it's real hard to predict a spot where they're gonna be, so, just because it's such open country and there's very few animals compared to the size of the country, so it's hard to find a spot to sit and wait for the wildlife. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna get back in the car and kind of drive around, and then more towards sunset, hopefully I'll be able to see something, and if I do, I'll be able to get out of the car and kind of walk after it. So I've decided to give up on wildlife photography today. I drove around for the past couple hours and didn't see anything except kangaroos, of course, and some colored bird that was kind of cool. But yeah, no emus or anything. But I'll try again in the morning as I slowly leave. But tonight I decided to do some landscape photography, because right here in the desert we've got this nice tree in front of me that looks pretty interesting. So I think I might be able to get a composition with the tree. And we also have some clouds in the sky. Not too many, but hopefully enough to have a good amount of interest. Well, it's almost sunset, so I'm kind of hurrying here. So let's go. So for my composition here, I kind of want to implement these bushes because they're getting some real nice light. But unfortunately, the only clouds that I have are way over there. So and there's really no bushes in line with the tree with the clouds. But I'll see. Oh, there might be something over here. I didn't give myself much time to find a composition today at all, that's for sure. So I ended up finding a composition. I didn't really make it in time for the sunlight, but that's alright because we're getting some real nice color in the clouds. So I've just got this tree on the right of my frame, then the clouds on the left of my frame, and that's pretty much it. Just a pretty minimalist image, just very simplistic. And I'm using a polarizer and a 10-stop filter. And I'm shooting at 30-second exposure, f8 ISO 400. That way I don't have to go under 30 seconds for my long exposure. Well, I think that image might have turned out okay. I was kind of rushed with taking the picture, but it was a pretty nice scene, and the tree was pretty interesting. But it's just we had nice clouds all day, and then of course at sunset, they all disappear except on the horizon. So I was just struggling getting the tree with the clouds in the same image, and it was just not working too well for me. Well, alright, so I'm gonna head back to camp, make some supper, and then tomorrow morning I'll finish off this video as I slowly drive on out of the park here. Well, that's all for today's video. Yeah, this morning I got up right at sunrise, drove about an hour out of the park, just taking my time. Didn't see anything besides heaps of kangaroos, of course. So now I'm going to hit the road and head east to Kangaroos National Park, where I'll spend the next couple days doing some photography there. That's Bladensburg National Park here was amazing, just nice barren landscape and heaps of wildlife, so definitely a park worth checking out. Well, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.